Every year, my family likes to sit around the TV and watch the Christmas classics. You know, like Christmas with the Cranks, Elf, Scrooge, and of course, Krampus. Oh, you thought I was going to say It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, or A Christmas Story? Oh, okay, we'll probably watch A Christmas Story. Maybe even throw in A Christmas Carol. So what is this Krampus movie, you ask? Well, Krampus is a story about the anti-Santa Claus. You know, the one who sticks to Santa's proverbial or metaphorical carrot. It's the story that parents tell kids throughout the year to get their little brats to behave. It's the wait till your father gets home analogy because you will not like the outcome. Today, we focus on the dark Christmas character, a bit more on a family that needs some real Christmas cheer and a unique Christmas ornament with a dark curse. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. So the background on Krampus is that he is a legendary creature rooted in Alpine folklore, particularly from Central Europe, including Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Slovenia, known as the dark counterpart to Saint Nicholas. Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic figure who punishes misbehaving children during the Christmas season. His origins and evolution reflect a blend of pagan traditions and Christian influence. Krampus is believed to have originated in pre-Christian Alpine traditions as part of a pagan winter solstice celebrations. The creature shares similarities with other horned wild spirits in European folklore, such as Prechten in Austria and satyrs of Greco-Roman mythology, which symbolize fertility, the natural world, and the chaotic aspects of life. Some interpretations link Krampus to Norse mythology, particularly to figures like Hel, with one L. The underworld goddess suggests his ties to darker chthonic underworld-related deities. As Christianity spread through Europe, many pagan customs were assimilated into Christian practices. Krampus became associated with Saint Nicholas, the inspiration for Santa Claus, whose feast day is celebrated on December 6th. As we all know, St. Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with gifts. Krampus, in contrast, punishes the naughty ones by whipping them with birch branches or carrying them away in a sack to his lair. Now take a look at my quick review of this year's Hollywood Christmas offering, Red 1. Now, on the evening of December 5th, the night before St. Nicholas's Day, known as Krampusnacht, Krampus roams towns and villages. The tradition involves playful scares and festive revelry, sort of a Christmas trick-or-treat. Now, in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the Catholic Church and later fascist regimes in Europe attempted to suppress Krampus's traditions, viewing them as inappropriate or subversive. Now, despite these efforts, Krampus persisted in rural areas where local customs were harder to regulate. In recent decades, Krampus has gained international recognition as an alternative and darker aspect of the Christmas season, particularly in North America. And people complain about Christmas lacking that festive vibe. Now, pop culture has embraced Krampus in various forms. In 2015, the horror comedy film Krampus introduced the figure to a broader audience, which inspired this video. Krampus has become a subject of greeting cards, comics, and holiday decorations. Cities outside of Europe, such as those in the U.S., now host Krampus-themed events and parades. Go figure. Today's prop comes from the 2015 film Krampus, directed by Michael Dougherty and written by Todd Casey and Zach Shields. This black comedy folk horror film takes the Krampus story to new modern-day levels. So if you're returning to this channel, thanks for stopping by again. If you are new here, welcome. We cover the film genres of sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, prop culture, and all things geek. So if you want more videos like this, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be aware of all my new content. Most modern-day Christmas films heighten the commercialism and pettiness humans indulge in. We open the film in the den of the Unwashed Masses, the local indoor mall. Lines of families wanting to subject their kids to sitting on a drunk guy's lap and telling them what they want for Christmas. Now, most kids' first encounter with a red-cladded, alcohol-smelling, bearded dude are one of complete terror. A nativity play is taking place. However, one of the kids playing one of the shepherds is punching the crap out of another. It turns out that one of the kids is the story's main character. The film stars Adam Scott, Toni Collette, David Koechner, Allison Tolman, Conchetta Ferrell, M.J. Anthony. All are the lead. The story revolves around Max, played by M.J. Anthony, a kid who loses his Christmas spirit due to his dysfunctional family's bickering, and unwittingly he calls upon the dreaded Krampus. Now, Max is still somewhat of an innocent and wants to maintain that Christmas traditions his family shared in the past years. He has an older teenage sister who is into boys and would rather be with her boyfriend than her family. Now, Max's parents, Tom and Sarah, have been arguing a lot lately. Tom's mother, Max's grandmother, Ami, lives with him. She mostly speaks German, and Max has also learned some German as well. She represents the older traditions from when she grew up in Germany. Ami encourages Max to make sure he writes down his Christmas wish list. Now, as the family is busily rushing around prepping for the Christmas Eve festivities, Max is bugging about watching A Charlie Brown Christmas. The kid's going on 12, I think, and doing activities that Max enjoys. The family is hosting Sarah's sister and her family for Christmas this year. Now, the film starts on December 23rd. Now, think of a darker, more sinister version of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Think ultra-conservative rural mindset. Now, Sarah's sister Linda, her husband Howard, their two daughters who dress and act like wild boys, their son Howie Jr., and their newborn Chrissy. To top it off, they brought along their Aunt Dorothy to add that 2.5-man housekeeper charm to the festivities. Now, the evening is set for disaster. Sarah is unhappy that Aunt Dorothy showed up, and as she is obnoxious, rude, and a drunk. Howard is a gun-toting ultra-conservative who raises his two daughters to wrestle, hunt, and act like boys, the boys he never had. Did I mention Howie Jr.? He has 2 lines throughout the whole film, I think, as all he is seen doing is eating. Now, as they gather for dinner, it is revealed that the 2 girls, dressed as boys, stole Max's Christmas list from him and started reading it mockingly at the dinner table. Max was pretty open about what he wanted for Christmas. It wasn't about Xboxes and expensive gifts. Max wanted something more. Max wanted his parents to fall back in love again, and his sister Beth and he to spend more time together. He also asked Santa to help his Uncle Howard and Aunt Linda, as they've always had financial difficulties raising their 4 kids. But what set off the whole ensuing fight was Max mentioning that his Uncle Howard wanted boys instead of girls in his list. After the fight, Max tells everyone he hates Christmas and he hates everyone. Max tears up his list and throws it out the window, where it is swept up by a whirlwind and goes who knows where. The next day, Max wakes up to find the power is out. It is bleak outside, and no one is to be seen except for a snowman lurking outside the Ingalls home. They didn't build it. A DHL driver delivers a large red velvet bag full of gifts. Howard and Linda wonder why the rich relatives get the free stuff, because they're Democrats. When we first meet Krampus, Beth decides to check in on her boyfriend Derek. She's been trying to slip away to see him, so here's her chance. Now, on the way, the wind is blowing and the snow covers everything. She realizes that something is stalking her, and she looks up at the rooftops to see a beast standing there. It sees her and attacks her. She hides, but her fate is indeed sealed. Omi starts a fire in the fireplace and warns that it should not go out. Omi knows something is up. Now, 11 people all huddled up in a living room, tensions will begin to fray. Tom and Howard decide to take Howard's Hummer to search for Beth. The recon mission is futile. Tom and Howard find Derek's home destroyed and no sign of Beth. No sign of anyone, to be for that matter. They couldn't even find the DHL driver, but they found his truck. They try to return to the Hummer, but it is destroyed. Howard is attacked by some creature and they barely return to the house. They are all trying to stay warm as the night continues and nerves are worn. Howard decides to stay up and keep watch. He falls asleep and all hell breaks loose. Krampus's sinister helpers terrorize the families, including terrifying elves, demonic toys, and mischievous gingerbread men. They take Howie Jr. that night, right up the chimney as Howard lets the fire go out. Omi reveals her past as a child in Germany. After the war, times were tough and her family began to break down. She talks about when she lost her Christmas spirit and didn't make a wish, as her thoughts were much darker. As you may have guessed, I turned to dark matter props on Etsy. I have bought from them before and had really good results, so I'm happy with their props. I want to take note of the box in which the ornament comes. The distressed gift box is a replica in and of itself. It's made from chipped cardboard and custom distressed to match the original. The interior is lined with velvet and the box is trimmed with the same ribbon style used in the movie. Now, the Krampus bell is cast in thick metal with a custom formed mold and is fully functional with a ringer inside. The runes on the bottom supposedly read joy, man, gift, and game. The writing around the bell on the top half is in German and reads, "Greetings from Krampus." The bell's dimensions are 1.96 inches, almost 2 inches, which is 5 centimeters by 1.96, another 5 centimeters by 2.16 inches, which is 5.5 centimeters. Now the bell's weight is about 3.9 ounces or 111 grams. Now the box dimensions is 4 inches, 10.2 centimeters by 3.5 inches, which is 8.9 centimeters. Now, Omi talks about the shadow of St. Nicholas as Krampus had come for thousands of years. He came not to reward, but to punish, not to give, but to take. Krampus and his evil elves dragged Omi's family into the underworld, and she has lived with the guilt all her life. Krampus left her as a reminder of when hope is lost. She was left a token. Things get worse and Howie attempts to be Rambo, but that's a failure. It's now the 24th, Christmas Eve, or Krampusnacht. That's when everything falls apart. The two girls were taken that night by the creepy toys that got delivered. There was a evil Jack-in-the-Box toy. They were pulled into the attic, and Howard is attacked by evil gingerbread men that Omi had made earlier. Krampus comes for them all, and Howard's family is picked off one by one. The movie's ending is a redemptive arc for Max. He's willing to sacrifice himself for one of his cousins. But that really isn't the case. Krampus explores themes of family, tradition, and the consequences of losing holiday spirit. It concludes ambiguously, leaving viewers to wonder whether the family has been trapped in a supernatural punishment or granted a chance to rekindle their Christmas spirit. The film balances scares and humor, creating a unique take on holiday horror. Now, this is one of my contemporary Christmas classics. My family has a new ornament to display on our tree yearly from now on. If you liked the video, please like it, subscribe, and share it. It helps the channel, and I definitely recommend checking out Dark Matter props on Etsy. Until next time, take care.